What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles. And the first thing I want to say right now is this is not an early April Fool's video. Nothing against folks who do those, but I don't like them and you will never see one from me. The reason I say this is because if you've ever seen a what's in my wallet video before, this one is much different. I'm normally very focused on transferable currencies or a very specific mission-based strategy. For example, getting a free night hotel certificate or maybe a sign-up bonus. But this time it is much different. Like the video, and if you're new here, subscribe and be part of the community. And let's get started. Okay, so before I get to the cards, I have to tell you my strategy and how I came up with it. I'm team travel. I hope to always be, but that doesn't mean I don't respect the need for cold hard cash, some dinero, some shekels, all that good stuff. And if you follow the channel, you know that the last few months have been all about acquiring Chase Ultimate Rewards points for travel. So before the second quarter of 2023 starts, I find myself all booked up for 2023 as far as travel, and I have a decent surplus of transferable points. Now, if I'm honest, I probably booked more travel than I should have. Maybe that's why I'd like to plus up my cash accounts. I also have a couple trips this year where I've decided to spend a little because I don't really plan on ever going back. 10 days in Hawaii isn't something I'm going to be able to do very often. So from April 1st to June 30th, I'm going to be team cash back. Well, for the most part. I did hear someone say once, never go full cash back. So today I want to share with you what I plan on using in the second quarter of 2023 so I can make it rain. Or at least I can keep the lights on. One thing you'll notice is I don't exactly have the best cashback system, but comment below and tell me how you think I did with this one. I will go down to every card and I'll explain why and how I'll be using it. First things first, we have the Citi Custom Cash. Once I actually find this card and knock the dust off, I'm going to be using it at restaurants. We will be traveling a total of 2 weeks, so I'm thinking I may go over the $500 monthly limit at some point. But for the first $500, I will earn 5% cash back, and once I go over that limit, I will switch to the American Express Gold Card to earn 4 times membership rewards points on the remaining spend. I told you I can't go full cash back, and that's because I don't really ever want to stop earning membership rewards points. But obviously the primary card for dining will be the Citi Custom Cash. Next up, I'll be using the US Bank Triple Cash at gas stations. The Triple Cash earns 3% cash back. It's not a card that's going to knock your Aunt Connie's socks off, but I choose this instead of the Custom Cash because I don't spend $500 a month on gas. So I wanted to come in with the 3% cashback card on the smaller category. I haven't used the Triple Cash since I hit the bonus the first day I received it over a year ago, so it'll be nice to put some miles on it. I don't think 3% on gas is too bad, but maybe we'll get some type of promotion from an issuer that will give us a better return. Guys, if you want to learn more about any of these cards, or really just about any card, check out my new super cool organized links in the description. Using the links supports the channel and helps me to keep making content. Just make sure the bonuses are competitive because you always want that highest bonus. I mentioned the Amex Gold Card earlier, and I will be using that as my grocery card. Just groceries should keep those MR points pouring in, just in case I see some great transfer bonus or a sale for some travel further down the line. 4 times on that high of a spend category is more than enough to satisfy my transferable currency for the quarter. I'll also be using the card I oftentimes refer to as one of the most underrated cards in the game, the US Bank Cash Plus. I'll use the Cash Plus primarily for getting 5% cash back on home utilities like the electric, gas, and water bill. If you run into a company that charges you a flat fee, consider prepaying a couple $100 on the bill to lessen the blow. A $2.50 charge on a $48 trash bill is a little bit harder to swallow than a $2.50 charge on a $200 trash bill. Now, I know not everyone is in a position to do that, but something to think about. I will also use the US Bank Cash Plus for electronics stores. I don't mind getting 5% back on some SD cards or whatever electronics I'll need to take on my vacation this quarter. I'm hoping to get some good GoPro footage while in Hawaii. I know it could be small potatoes, but getting 5% cash back on yet another category will help this cash stack up. For cable and phone services, I'll be using the super popular Chase Ink Cash Card. I'll get 5% cash back in the form of 5 times Chase Ultimate Rewards points on those categories, and like before, those aren't huge expenses, but these small numbers should add up. Plus, this card gives me some flexibility with the UR points just in case I have to bail on Team Cashback. Now, cue the evil empire music. The Chase Amazon Prime card will be used for just about everything. It's an Amazon card. Not a whole lot to say about this one, except that it gets 5% cash back at Amazon and Whole Foods. I'm not sure if Honolulu has a Whole Foods or not, but I'm sure I will have a few Amazon orders in Q2 of 2023. So we 5X some of the things. Now, I'm going to mention some fairly uncommon cards with this setup, but I think they'll come in handy and keep us on the right path. I have a card from a regional bank that uses the Elan Financial Max Cash Preferred system. It's basically a US Bank Cash Plus clone that gets 5% cash back on 2 categories chosen per quarter up to $2,000. The categories I've chosen are entertainment, so that includes movies, sports tickets, amusement parks. And I have to be really careful with this one, and I have to look at the fine print for things like tours, which will be a fairly high spend while in Hawaii. The other category is recreation. That includes gyms and fitness stuff, but it also includes sporting goods stores like Dick's Sporting Goods. And I have a growing boy that needs baseball stuff. So it's not all beaches and bikinis. Well, for me it's not. Chase Yokoyama lives in Hawaii. Plus he has abs, so he can pretty much wear whatever he wants. So 5% cash back on some new baseball cleats will do nicely. And now we're down to the last couple of cards. I'm not including stuff like the Platinum card for lounge access and all that stuff. You guys already know I'm not hanging out in the bullpen with Adam's kids coughing and screaming for 2 hours. But which card am I kinda bringing it all together with? Well, for that I'll be using the Navy Federal Credit Union Flagship Rewards Visa. I am a Navy veteran and I love Navy Federal products, and since I'll be close to the water, it only seems right. The flagship card gets 3% cash back on travel and 2% cash back on everything else. I think it's a fairly underrated card, and I want to put some spend on it because I really value my relationship with Navy Federal Credit Union. I have deposit accounts and a home equity line of credit as well. Shout out to all the veterans out there. Comment your service below, even if it's Air Force. So guys, what do you think? One thing I could have done was take the ink cash to Staples for some fee-free Visa gift cards and just toted those around everywhere, but I'm not interested in the risk of losing them or the headache of keeping track of the balances of all of them. Plus we use credit cards for a number of reasons, right? I almost forgot. Where am I staying? Well, a lot of you guys know I'm a Hilton loyalist, so I'll be at the Conrad Fort Lauderdale and the Hilton Waikiki Village Resort. So I will have the American Express Hilton Aspire card on file for those expenses. I don't use that card very often, but it makes sense to get the big return on Hilton spends, plus I still have that resort credit. So I guess guys, this could be as close as I can get to a cashback setup right now. Again, if you want more information about any of these cards, check out my sweet and super organized link in the description. Tons of great cards there and lots of good information. Now, this setup probably sounds like a lot of cards, but I'm not going to be carrying all of them. Obviously, things like home utilities and cable, cell phone bills are on auto pay, and none of us need our Amazon card, so it's actually not too many cards to carry or to remember. And if I need to, I can always bust out the label maker for Player 2. Now, I will try very hard to maintain this setup for the entire quarter and not apply for any new cards, but I honestly cannot make you any promises. In any case, guys, if you've stayed around all the way to the end, I appreciate it and I thank every single one of you.